Radio Clarify, where clarifies clarifies. Every Sunday at 12 o'clock. Make sure to tune in.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Radio Clarify. Traffic, weather news and lots of gossip all around Amsterdam right after this new track by Louis X. It's going to be epic, so make sure not to miss it.
Never forget that we are the good ones. Stay in a row, hold your breath in your lungs. And never forget that I'm your best friend. So stay in a row and wait for the end.
Goosebumps every time I listen to him. Role Model by Louis X. Amazing artist, make sure to check him out. But only his music, he's already got an amazing girlfriend. I would know, since he's my boyfriend. But talking about goosebumps. I got bad news for you about the weather in Amsterdam for the next coming weeks. It's going to be freezing cold and raining. Wait a minute, that's not news. That's basically Amsterdam weather all the time. Anyways, the temperature is going to be between 5 degrees Celsius during the day down to minus 3 degrees Celsius during the night. It might rain, it might not, it might even snow a little. You never know in Amsterdam, the weather is unpredictable, so why even try? My advice to you, never leave the house without an umbrella or a raincoat and make sure to drive safe because the streets can freeze and the crashing rate is calculated to go up by 33%. That reminds me that I wanted to give you the newest facts and tips on how to avoid traffic in Amsterdam and hopefully not crash. The best time to avoid the streets in Amsterdam is on Thursdays between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. because that's when rush hour is at its best. It would take you 60 minutes and 30 seconds to go 10 kilometers. But how fast can we actually go in rush hour? Well, in the morning rush we can go 45 kilometers an hour and it would take us 15 minutes to go 10 kilometers. In the evening rush we can go only 39 kilometers an hour and it would take us 80 minutes to go 10 kilometers. But how much time do we actually spend in rush hour during a year? Well, that's for a fact 34 hours. That's almost 1.5 days of our only 365 days a year, people. So please, do me a favor, take the bike, take the public transport, so I can take the car in the morning and don't have to go out in the cold. Thank you. After all those boring facts about weather and traffic, let's finally come to the fun part of today's show, gossip, gossip, gossip. And today's gossip topic is about global warming, right after a short commercial break.
Toyota. Kompakte Größe. Voller Spaß. Mit sportlichem Styling, intuitiver Technik und reaktionsschnellem Handling ist der Corolla Hatchback 2023 bereit, auf die Straße zu gehen. Der 2023 Corolla Fleecehead von Toyota. Ab 23.000 Euro.
We all know Greta Thunberg, the young lady from Sweden who got famous for skipping school. Some hate her, some love her. I'm not a fan, but I also don't hate her. I think it's actually pretty impressive how when she started, 15-year-old girl can have such a huge impact on the politics. And I think it's amazing that someone speaks up because we do need to do something about global warming. But I also think her methods are questionable. For example, when she was traveling to America with a boat just for herself and her team for 5 days instead of just taking a quick airplane, she took the airplane back home when the media wasn't behind her anymore. She could have also just done a Zoom meeting, right? Like, technology is that advanced today. Don't get me wrong. I think global warming is a dangerous thing and we do need to do something against it. And it's amazing that she speaks up, but we all can do something about it and in our daily life, and we don't need to get arrested for it. I had an interview with a global warming activist. Her name is Jaike Meyer, and she's going to tell you more about what we can do to prevent global warming in our daily lives. We're here today with Jaike Meyer. Thank you for being here today. Why don't you start explaining what exactly you fight for and how you do it?
So I work as a climate activist in a creative sense of the word. I do that also in form of musical performances.
So you basically have concerts about it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you explain what exactly global warming is and what are things that we as human beings do in our daily lives that make it worse?
There is things that the individual can do to fight against it, but we also can't put all of the pressure on the individual because it also leads to bigger things. Like one of the biggest polluters in the world is war. And on an individual level, we can't stop war as much as we all might want to. It's going to require people with more power to step in and do something.
Excuse the quick interruption, but we just got in breaking news directly from the Buckingham Palace in London. The Queen has sadly passed away. My deepest condolences to all her family and friends, to all the Queen fans out there. As far as we're concerned, it was a peaceful death and she just didn't wake up this morning anymore. As soon as we have more information for you, we will come back to you and inform you. But for now, the show must go on.
Something.
Do you see what you're working for?
If I feel like there's no hope left, I'm not going to keep trying. A lot of people are going to die, a lot of people are going to suffer. That's the path we're on right now. That's where the train is going.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we can't take it somewhere else, but we are going to need a lot of people to push it that way. And I do feel hopeful that we can get it there.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for helping putting it in that direction. Is there anything else that you want to let our people out there know?
Stay informed, keep reading, to not let the hope down, and to actually try to fight to make a difference. We got to do it with everyone.
Yes, let's work together on that. And I wanted to ask you, do you already know when you will have your next performance about global warming, so other people can also join?
I don't know yet, but we do have some dates penciled in.
Nice.
They're not penned yet, but they're penciled.
All right, we will let you know about those dates as soon as they come out in the next episodes, as soon as we have them. For now, we are done here. Thank you so much, Jaike. I'm sure that opens up a lot of people's eyes. Let's summarize real quick what we can do to slow down global warming together. We could, for example, go to the supermarket and buy the vegetables that are not wrapped into plastic, or buy reusable bottles instead of the plastic bottles all the time. We could also, instead of taking the car everywhere, we could ride our bike. And very important, stop smoking and stop littering. All very easy tasks that all of us can do in our daily life, if you ask me. If you know more tips, feel free to send them to our email radio@clarify.com or upload them on our website radioclarify.com. And we might even invite you to come to our show next week. Also, if there are other topics happening in our environment that needs to have attention and outing, feel free to do the same, and the most interesting topic will be invited to our show. For now, I'm saying goodbye. Have a wonderful week, stay safe, and stop littering. Clarify out.
Radio Clarify, where clarifies clarifies. Every Sunday at 12 o'clock. Make sure to tune in.